Now, I just don't have a lot of time, but it kind of started. I used to go to church a lot, but as I went to church by force, and so I got kind of sick of that, so I just don't go now.
One, my views, I don't really consider them to be one solid belief system. I'm kind of open to various religious systems. I think to constrain yourself into one way of thought is kind of stunting for your growth. So, I mean, I kind of like to look at various religions and see what they all have to offer. And I don't have anything against Christianity or the church in particular, but I don't think that they have the whole truth.
Boring would be one. Brainwashing would be two.
The first thing that comes to mind is the word boring.
Boring.
Well, mine was boring.
Stuffy, old-fashioned, and sometimes contradictory.
Hypocrites, untrustworthy, deceitful.
It seems to me that they fall mostly into two categories. One category would be people that really believe, that seem to have a really deep faith and really use Christianity to help themselves and better the lives of those around them. I think the other category would probably be mostly hypocrites, people that grew up with it, you know, that just go because they feel like they have to go, or even use it to control other people.
Well, to be honest, I've never been a church attender except for in grade school, and that's because I went to Catholic school. And I recently went to church for the last couple of weeks I've been, and that's really only because you have to get married somewhere.
There would probably not be much of anything that would make me consider going to church.
A church that speaks about the Bible, how to live, how to help other people, that helps other people outside of the church itself.
There's a big generation gap between church leaders and the youth of today, and sometimes they need to understand what challenges we face today.
Just in my experience, most of the people that really lead churches, and this is an overgeneralization, so it doesn't apply to everybody, but for the most part, they're not really interested in understanding people like me. They have a very set, narrow way a way that they view the world. Anybody that doesn't fit into it, they're not really interested in understanding them, they're more interested in converting them. So I've never really felt like most people in the church are really interested in understanding what I'm about. It's more that they're interested in making me believe like them. I had some really bad experiences with the church, and that just sort of did the whole thing for me.